Hey guys, before I jump into the hardware news, let's also talk about the 3060 Ti's came out this morning. Did you try to get one? Did you succeed? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I actually tried. I mostly focused on Best Buy because I wanted that Founders Edition and I wanted it for $399. And again, some of you guys who've been following my channel like, but you need a better GPU than a 3060 Ti. It's like, if I could get one for $399, I could sell my 2070 for close to that in the current market on things right now, honestly, and make up most of that cost and use the 3060 Ti until I could get something that was more in line with what I was really looking for. So I did try, and I've got to complain a little bit about my experience with the Best Buy situation. So I actually got one in my cart, but then you get it in your cart, and as far as I could tell, you had to do in-store pickup. You couldn't have it mailed to you. So since I had to do it as in-store pickup, I had to find a store nearby that had it available. And when I clicked on those, then it sent me this verification code thing, either through email or text message. And by the time I got that and typed it in, it was no longer available in the store near me that I had clicked on. So I tried a different store that was even further away from me, and I had to do the verification thing again. It still wasn't available. And yeah, it was really frustrating. Sorry about that notification sound there, guys. I should have my speakers turned off while I record these videos. Oh well. Anyway. So yeah, got it in my cart, and this happened to me a couple of times with 3060 Ti's, and again, every time I'd get through that process, it wouldn't let me get one. I get that this is to like stop bots and things, I guess, to make this a more human interactive process and limited to in-store pickups and all of that, so I get it, Best Buy, but I'm a real person. I had that thing in my cart, I was trying to get it, and yeah, it didn't work out. I then decided to check, well, I wonder if they got a new shipment of 3080s and everybody else might be looking at the 3060 Ti's. And I actually did get a couple of 3080s in my cart as well and had the exact same experience. By the time I got through the verification process and all of that, they were gone. So Best Buy. I tried, guys. I tried. I had like 4 different cards in my cart today on Best Buy. I could not finish the transaction with a single one of them. All right, anyway, what kind of news do we have today? Well, we've got expanding smart access memory support, which is good. And we've talked about what that is in the past, that it's basically just resizable bar. So quick summary here for anybody who hasn't been following this. Basically, AMD, when they launched their 6000 series graphics cards, said that Smart Access Memory is a cool new feature that you can use if you happen to have one of their 500 series AMD motherboards, a 5000 series Ryzen processor, and a 6000 series Radeon GPU. And if you had all of that, then you can have your CPU talk to all of your graphics card's VRAM instead of just 256 megabyte blocks of it, which is the traditional method. And in certain situations, your game will be bottlenecked by that, by only addressing 256 megabyte blocks at a time, and you could relieve this bottleneck through Smart Access Memory and get expanded performance in some games, not all of them, and it varies a lot by the game. Then we found out that, well, that's basically resizable bar, which is part of the PCIe Express standard. NVIDIA announced very quickly that they were working on enabling support for that in their Ampere GPUs, which we haven't actually got yet, but they've been saying they were enabling it. And suddenly everybody started wondering, well, couldn't older motherboards and even Intel platforms enable that too? Well, hey, take a look at this. So Asus says that they are added this support onto Intel 400 series motherboards, specifically their Asus Z490, H470, and B460 motherboards. And people have been testing this out. So if you have one of those, you enable a beta BIOS, as long as you're okay doing beta stuff, then in your BIOS, you should now see resize bar support, which you could switch from disabled to enabled. Asus is claiming that in Forza Horizon 4 on a Core i7-10700K and a Radeon RX 6800 XT, that they're seeing 13.37 extra performance. Now, AMD also used Forza Horizon 4 as their poster child for this and said they were getting 11% performance gain. But remember that most games aren't seeing anywhere near this type of performance gain. Most tests of the Smart Access Memory that I saw had it averaging out to more of like a 2% performance gain in current titles. But again, there are these outliers like this. And hey, if you can just enable a setting and get free performance if you already have the parts, awesome. I wouldn't recommend going out and buying new parts just to get this Smart Access Memory support. But if you happen to already have parts that could support it now, Awesome, free performance, great. And thank you AMD for inspiring this transition in the market, although I do not like how they tried to imply that it was exclusive to their brand new parts on everything, but hey, that's marketing. I guess that's how the world works. In other news, MSI rolling out support for AMD Ryzen 5000 CPUs in their B450 and X470 motherboards, but also this article from WCCF Tech has also been updated to say that they can confirm that the latest MSI BIOS also supports AMD Smart Access Memory on their 400 series motherboards and enables PCIe Gen 4.0 on select models. By the way, I can't remember if I already mentioned this today, but as always, links to everything I talk about in the description to this video. My regular subscribers are used to that, and thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. We're almost at my 2-month channel anniversary. Woohoo! Anyway, it's been fun doing the YouTube thing as a hobby here. If you're interested in this, here they do have a list here that you could scroll through or pause my video on or something, or click on this article in my description, which says about like which motherboards exactly they're supporting this, with some notes on the sides over here. So cool stuff, expanding support on all that. That's good. Now, as far as I know, you still do need these 6000 series Radeon graphics cards for that Smart Access Memory thing to work out, because Ampere has not had that support added yet. And as far as I know, you can't do it on older GPUs yet. But hey, download this, test it out, prove me wrong. Maybe it does work. Hey, what other hardware news do I have for you today? Well, how about the 6900 XT? If you've been following this, you know that this has been announced to be a reference design only card from AMD. And that means that we weren't sure if we'd get custom models. Now, that was probably due to a supply constraint. AMD probably is not going to have a lot of these available, especially since we've seen how the 6000 series supply has looked. So because of that, I think they were hoarding all of the 6900 GPUs for their reference launch. And we weren't sure if we'd ever get an AIB launch, but apparently the AIB launch has been greenlit, but I don't think we're going to see that anywhere near the reference launch. And the source of this is from overclockers claiming that they've got information about that greenlighting happening here. Now, about the 6900, just if you want my thoughts on should you try to get in there at launch and buy one of the reference cards for $999, my short answer is if you have to get a GPU in the next month or two, honestly, $999 is unfortunately, in the current, don't misunderstand me here, in the current market right now, $999 is unfortunately not that unreasonable of a price. If you look at like eBay right now, if you actually want to buy a 3070 that's in stock, you might be paying $999 for that, right? And that's a 3070. So in general, right now, because graphics prices are awful right now, grabbing one of these at launch might make sense, but only if you can't wait. Because if you could wait, a few months till supply settles down, this is one of those flagship cards where you have massive diminishing returns on what kind of performance you're getting for your money. So once you can start getting, let's say, a 3080 for close to that $700 mark consistently, then suddenly paying an extra $300 for one of these probably isn't going to make a lot of sense from a value perspective. So yeah, if you absolutely have to have a graphics card right now, I guess you could go ahead and try to get one of those at launch. If you can wait a few months, yeah, diminishing returns, it's up to you. Some people just like to have that flagship model, and no knocks on you if that's what you want to do. All right, guys, I don't want this video to drag on and on and on, but if you made it to the end, you might want to think about the like button, the subscribe button, all of that. Like I said, my tech channel's pretty new. I mostly have been covering PC hardware news and leaks, but I'm also interested in covering things that are more generally gaming related and PC related. So keep an eye on for that. And I hope you guys have an excellent day.